Oh no, not another Kanye story. Oh no, not another Kanye story. Oh no, not another Kanye story.
Another day, another Kanye West controversy. This time over shirts sporting the phrase, quote, "White Lives Matter."
Well, Paris is the church of fashion.
On Monday, the rapper surprised fans at Yeezy's Paris Week fashion show by posing it up in the design with polarizing conservative commentator Candace Owens.
I believe our government is interested in liberating Ukrainians, like I believe that the Black Lives Matter riots were about liberating Black Americans, which is to say, not at all.
The political pundit posted these photos on Twitter, no captions on the pics. It's worth noting the Anti-Defamation League condemns the saying as a, quote, white supremacist phrase, born out of a, quote, racist response to the Black Lives Matter movement. ET reached out to Kanye's reps about the controversial fashion statement. So far, he's provided no explanation, even though he gave interviews about his new collection backstage.
And it looks like he's just getting pulled on.
Yeah, that was the idea. That was it. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
The shocking shirts struck a nerve online, especially since it's quite the pivot from who the rapper used to be.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Among the backlash, journalist Jamil Hill, who says, quote, so many folks are trying to excuse Kanye wearing the White Lives Matter t-shirt as just a troll move or marketing, but it's a dangerously dumb message to send for someone with his massive platform. Jaden Smith, who says he left the show as soon as the shirts popped up on the runway, sends a simple message, simply tweeting, quote, Black Lives Matter.
Anyone with a boost of power entertainment should be held accountable for racism.
Activist Mark Lamont Hill calls Kanye's decision, quote, disgusting, dangerous, and irresponsible. Some of y'all will rush to defend him. You should ask yourselves why. While Van Lathan, host of the Higher Learning podcast, argues, quote, the notion that it always has to be about white people in America is incredibly frustrating, emotionally draining, and the whole problem. But here's Kanye apparently censoring that notion.
How y'all doing, everybody? Good evening. This is Mr. J Synergy. Welcome to another episode of J Synergy Talks. Yes, as you know, I hope everybody is living good, breathing good out there, blessed and highly favored. Today's topic of discussion is going to be Mr. Yeezy, the artist formerly known as the billionaire, formerly known as the entrepreneur, formerly known as. So let's give it up to Mr. Kanye West. The reason why I'm here is because I don't really agree with everything Kanye doing. I mean, for real, man, he stirred up all type of chaos. But in particular, this topic is going to be about that nice t-shirt he had that said White Lives Matter. Don't get it twisted. Mr. J Synergy, I deal with all walks of life. But the reason why him and Candace Owens is fucking wrong about this situation is because the reason why we came up with this initially was to fight social injustice. Just like this is social media. Just like this supposed to be socially equal in America. Social justice, social equalities, social reform, like they say when they lock us up. So I mean, with that being said, that's all. We all got our own opinions. I'm gonna spit it from my perspective. Another channel gonna say it from their perspective. But I'm gonna give it to you how I feel, and that's all we can do. What we do. That's why it's America, and that's why it's supposed to be social media, because we socially discussing things and communicating with the world. So that's what I'm here to do. But back to this motherfucking t-shirt. Candace Owens, she got points as far as in the black community. Obviously, we need to stand together. But I can't back Mr. Kanye on this situation. In particular, like I said, Mr. Kanye is a genius when it comes to being a monopolizer, an entrepreneur, a hell of a producer in the music world. We gotta give it up to him for all those type of things. But don't sit up here and act like you've been in the hood with all us this whole time, Kanye. Yeezy. You ain't been around us, man. You want to be saying category like OJ was. We were doing Hearst commercials. I know y'all, a lot of y'all don't even know who OJ is, but OJ used to be the juice. Until he got to Hollywood, that is. And OJ forgot where he came from. So I kind of put Yeezy in the same category. And Candace Owens, she ain't no better either. She didn't come from the struggle, and if she did, she acting like she forgot where she came from, and I can't get behind no shit like that. For all the other podcasters and celebrities when they come out the woodwork and talk about this situation, like we don't got all type of situations going on. That's why you come in here to Mr. J Synergy Talks. Because I'm reporting social media stuff. I'm reporting these puppets that's in the industry and all these celebrities that's in the billionaire boys clubs. You know, you gotta be part genius and you gotta grease a lot of palms, or you grease the right palms. I don't know how you want to categorize it or how you get that high into the world. You got it in all walks of life, all shapes, forms, fashions. But to make a mockery of our own race, to be exact, as I go through my notes and information, in 2015, we had all these killings going on with the police killing. We had to come up with some type of thing instead of going out there and just killing everybody. So we actually tried to do something right. So give it up to the blacks. The Black Lives Matter movement was started, and there's more than one division. Even though we know everything ain't perfect because we are humans, we don't put our faith in men. If you're spiritual and you don't live in the matrix, you always understand that. Like Mr. Synergy say, this is another example. The fall is going to always be harder than to come up. It's easy to get there and maintain, but what you do and how you do it is another thing. So make sure you stay in your own lane. Y'all like every time I do that. But back to the story. So it ain't really no story. It was started because of the injustice that was going on. Like, what's the word again? Social reform, law and order. The police went from war to law and order and going off the hymns of the government and making conditions already harder in a poor environment, which is around the people that look like me or live in the communities. No matter what you look like, it just matters what type of environment and what the poverty level is. So with that being said, it was a lot of killings going on. So we tried to start a movement. So for Candace Owens or anybody to say that we don't have problems in the black community, we all know that. No shit. Everybody got problems. But at the same time, for you to make a mockery, and you know what our ancestors and everybody been through, the Holocaust is just one tragic situation that went on in the history of mankind. And it won't be the last evil thing. Like I said, don't live in the matrix. The things that you see, the things that they give us, it's not what it always is. So we gonna wake up, and I'm on Kanye's ass for this shit. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't about to keep talking about it, but he got a lot of things to make me just think about it. For one thing, he don't really get back to me. When we seen Kanye in the hood, we seen him getting back to Chicago. He started the school, and that's in California. Not only is it in California, but I have a story coming up, so make sure y'all stay tuned and continue to watch about Kanye West and his donda school. Seems to be not what it seems, and we have actual students and parents speaking out against Kanye about how it's ran and that he actually is fraud in the system, and he had to actually pay out for the same type of comments and stuff. So it's just an ongoing thing with Kanye. You can't keep blaming mental health. I understand that actually when he tried to get out of his deals with all them companies, that was just some mad genius, mad scientist stuff. He didn't want to be in the deals anyway, so why wouldn't you want to be in the deals? You got enough money to control the whole world and your own narrative, why not do it? So that was just some old genius, publicity stuff type of shit. But where he crossed the line is he actually, spoke down on the people that represent the Jewish community. And also, I feel like he disgraced us as blacks. And they talking about don't get behind him or Kyrie. What have they done for us? You a billionaire. You're losing your platform to spread disinformation. You got millions of fans and followers that look up to you. You gotta know better. You smart enough to make $1 million in grease them nasty ass bombs you had to grease. to get where you at. Like I said, this is Jay Synergy. This is Jay Synergy Talks. Make sure y'all continue to like, support, subscribe, comment. You know, we got to comment and figure this out. Don't live in the matrix. Remember, the fall is gonna always be hard to come up. I just feel like I don't appreciate that. Don't make a mockery of our community. You know, we got issues, but it ain't like it just happened overnight, so the solution ain't gonna be overnight. And if you just want to tear down our communities, and now you want to cry wolf and talking about you just stand together and try to lie to people, we've been fucking lying. This ain't just start with Kanye West. You exposing stuff that we've been knew about the elites and the type of palms that you recent. Now, since everything go wrong with your marriage and all the other things, and they taking money and everything, now you want to cry with a cloud to the same black community that you turned your back on. So we ain't feeling that. I'm not feeling that. And people believe how they want to believe, but I'm gonna give you the real and give you the facts of the situation. He wasn't saying nothing when he hear from Kanye when he's on the Kardashians. We thought this nigga was going to Hollywood. I thought he was a reality star for real. I didn't even know who Kanye was before. Botox in the face and all type of stuff. That's another thing. Like I said, the fall is gonna always be hard to come up. And he just find it out when you're hip hop and billionaire boys and Billy's Club. Somebody got their hand on the back, among other things. Then you see step on the line and start that ass. Make sure y'all continue to like, support, subscribe. This is Jason G Talks, saying fuck Candace Owens and Kanye West. Making a mockery of your own culture you came from the struggle, but you ain't giving back. Don't try to lie to people because we've been spiritual. God give us the power of discernment and we see what's good and what's evil. And I don't think you've been exactly walking on the right side either. It ain't my place to judge, but it's my place to speak my mind and be social, because it's supposed to be a socially reformed, socially justice, and socially equality motherfucking country. But we know how that is. But it don't matter. They want to stop voices like us, the people that's not living in the matrix. So make sure y'all continue to support, like, share, subscribe. This is Mr. Jason. Stay tuned and check out this footage about Kanye and his little White Lives Matter mockery of his own race. Y'all heard it here. Much love to y'all. Stay blessed. Peace.
It's true, the internet is broken. You cannot use the internet today. It's not working anywhere in the world because I wore a t-shirt alongside Kanye West, which read White Lives Matter. And God forbid you wear a t-shirt that says White Lives Matter. We wore this for his Yeezy Season 9 fashion show here in Paris. And people are upset. They're very upset about that. They're going, why on earth? How could you? How dare you wear this shirt? How dare you make a mockery of the BLM movement? In addition to this, in case you missed it on Kanye West's Instagram page, he wrote this: everyone knows that Black Lives Matter was a scam. Now it's over. You're welcome. That is the only response, or the only thing that he has said publicly about wearing the t-shirt. And you obviously know, if you're watching this, where I stand on the Black Lives Matter movement. In fact, I'm doing an entire documentary to expose the fraudulent nature of that movement and the organization that stood behind it and benefited billions and billions of dollars because they elicited Black grief. They sold Black people a concept of their oppression. They used poor Black Americans as a marketing firm for their organization. And where did that money go? Well, certainly not to Black America.